Welcome to part 2 of how to use Google Calendar reminders, and part 2 video is how to use it on your phone. So there's about 4, or I should say 3.5 ways, if you will, to add reminders to your calendar on your phone, which also you can also add events, of course, but we're talking primarily about how to use reminders. So on the screen here, you can see I've got the calendar shortcut. I just made a blank screen here, and I have it on my home screen. Of course, I use calendar all the time. Pardon me. So the first easy way, the obvious way, is you open up calendar. Oops. And then at the bottom right, you have your plus, your little add action. I think they call it an action button, whatever they call it. So you press it and you click reminder, and then you get milk, for example, you type it. And when you do a reminder, it defaults to all day. You see that up there where it says all day? There's no mouse here, so you can't see where I'm pointing, but which brings it to the top, which is what I recommend you do for most reminders, unless there is a specific time that you want to set the reminder. So that's already default to all day when you create a reminder. The next issue, or the next thing to note, is that you can create reminders for all of your attached email accounts or Google accounts on your phone. So like in my case, most of them are going to be through ParsonX or my regular Gmail. If it's like this one, we get the milk, would be on Gmail, so I'm going to change it because it'll be different. So and it's going to be today's date, so it actually uses today. But if you would for some reason want to set the reminder now, but you don't want to do it till tomorrow, then you would just change the date to, let's say, tomorrow. Okay, then you hit save. Now if I go to tomorrow, let me do that. Wednesday the 10th. First of all, you'll see that there it is, get milk. So you've got different colors. You got, in my case, I got blue and orange because blue is personal, orange is ParsonX in this case. So or maybe it's the other way around. It's actually the other way around. The point is, that's where I see the reminders. Like today's reminders, I have 19 reminders and I have 7 reminders. I'm not going to display them on the screen now, but if I click those, I think orange is personal and blue is ParsonX. And you can have obviously as many accounts as you have attached to your account, to your phone, I should say. It's really great because these show up just like I did in the other video, the online, the web-based video. They always show up at the top. And what's very nice is when you finish a reminder. So if I went over here and let's say post Nick Murray around the year, it's one of my reminders. At the bottom right, I hit mark as done. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, it goes away. See that? And actually, when you go on the web, on the web version, your Chrome browser version of Google Calendar, you'll still see it, but it'll have a strike through it. But here's the thing. This is one of the best features. The get milk, as an example, let's say I don't do it tomorrow. It'll roll over to Thursday until I either open it and delete it, which I can go in the 3 dots upper right and delete it, or I can mark it as done. And that's one of the best features. Okay, so anyway, that was the one way to create the reminder. Okay, another way to create the reminder is you're back on your home screen. You've got your shortcut. If you press and hold, I know again you can't see me do it, but if you press and hold, a little pop-up pops up. Okay, context menu. It's kind of like right-clicking in Windows. And now two of the options are a new reminder and new event. So if I click reminder, it takes me right to the reminder. See, there we go. So I can say, get bread. And I can make it, personal, which it is now, my regular Gmail, or I can make it ParsonX. And then again, it's defaulted to all day. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, you can do the repeat thing too. Like I do, you might have saw a few moments ago, one of them said, create or schedule the next MCOM, right? Because I have to do it manually every week for Monday. Well, I have it set to do it every Wednesday, and I just have it on repeat every week. And so I do mark it done, but then next week it pops up again. So anyway, so let me discard that one. Let me go back to calendar. Okay, so another way to do it, remember I said it's like 3.5 or 4 versions. Here's a really cool way. If you press and hold, now you have the new reminder and new event. You can actually press and hold that with the grab bar on the right. Again, I know you can't see my finger move, but the grab bar to the right of where it says new reminder, You click and grab, and then you can grab this reminder and make it its own shortcut. So for me, if you look at the bottom right, down here, see, I have it in here, a new reminder, because I do reminders so much, I use them constantly. I mean, I got 5. I don't leave anything to memory, to be honest with you. And so I created it in here. It's kind of my quick shortcuts. But now that's why it's really the same way of doing it as it is by holding the calendar icon down and it pops up. But I like the fact I can drag it out, and it's the same thing. You click it, and then there it is. Okay. Now the other way to do it though is to use Google Assistant. And so, for example, if I'm going to use Google Assistant.
Sure, I'll remind you at 2:22 p.m.
Okay. So a couple things. First of all, this is the built-in Google Reminders. So this will show, if I now press on the screen where it says View All Reminders, it'll show up there. Pick up the milk. Okay. And that's fine. And I use reminders like that all the time. I have a Pixel 3, which means I can just squeeze the sides of the phone and then automatically activates the Google Assistant. I have a bunch of home units at home, the Google Home units, and I talk to it all the time. I can be in the shower, and I can say, hey Google, remind me to do such and such and such, whatever. It's great. It really is fantastic. What makes this nice, and the reason I bring it up in today's video, is because the Google Assistant reminders, the voice reminders, show up in the calendar. See right here where it says pick up the milk? That was it. Now, there's one challenge with reminders. I haven't been able to figure this out. In order to create a reminder through the Google Assistant, the voice assistant, like I just did, you have to give it a time. Maybe there's a way to do it like the other reminders that show up at the top. So that's why I said pick up the milk in 5 minutes or something, or whatever I said. I think it was 5 minutes. Because that way at least I can get it done. I can get it on the list, but to make it all day, maybe there's a code word. I haven't really played with it too much. I just tried it a couple times. It didn't work. So, but my point is that Google Assistant reminders created by your voice, whether it's from your phone, from your Chromebook, or from your Google Home units, the key is, this is the magic, they show up on the calendar. So now you have one place where all your reminders are, which I think is fantastic. Okay, and notice how it even has a little finger with the bow on it, so you know that it's a reminder. It's not a meeting. Because most reminders, of course, don't have a specific time. They usually have a date, but not a time. And well, let me give you an example of something else. If I go up here to go to this milk, if I'm inside a reminder like this one, which I said earlier in this video for tomorrow, I can edit it and I can give it a time if I want to. I can say not all day. In fact, I want to do it at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to save it and go out. So now, tomorrow, oh, there it is. I'm sorry. This is tomorrow. Notice how now it's set here at 1 o'clock, right? Even though earlier it was a reminder that, so I can go back in and I can edit it and I can switch it to all day, save, get out of there, and now if you notice it's gone from 1 o'clock, but it's back into the 3 reminders for tomorrow. Okay, so that is how you can use reminders. Oh, and there's one other thing. You can create let me jump over. See this? This is a widget that I use. Not that I want you to go through all my little things here. I had removed some of them, but anyway, this is a widget that showed that to me it's on the second screen from the right. And it shows me all my meetings and everything else right on the calendar, including the reminder. I can press right on the reminders, like here's pick up the milk, right, 2:22. I can click right on it. So that's how you use reminders. That's how you create them. That's how you can view them. They're all part of calendar. There are better, and I shouldn't say better, but there are more robust reminder programs and tasks. But the fact that it integrates with the calendars, I can attach it to a particular account. It shows up on my phone. I can even go to my Google Home. I know a lot of you have Google Home, and say, hey Google, show me all my reminders. And it does that. And it's easy to add it by voice, and it's all in one place. It's on the calendar. So that's why I like it. Hopefully that helped. And take care.